Herald's Hailey Bieber is the new cover of Vogue, and her husband Justin Bieber reacts with a fight story in celebratory. You guys, this has left a bittersweet taste in the mouth of his fans and the general public. Let's get into it. So hours after Hailey Bieber's Vogue cover went live, Justin Bieber admitted he once told Hailey that she would never be on the cover of Vogue. He shared posts of her cover and the caption was given a lot of rada, and you guys, you know the hate train for JB and Hailey Bieber, they're having a field day because this post, you can't save JB with this one. It is given weird and bizarre. Even though 90% of what he said, in my opinion, is positive and he might have had the best intention, but how are you gonna share a fight story where you told her she would never be in the cover of a Vogue magazine on a day like this where she's supposed to be celebrating? The timing for this story time is definitely off. Before we get into it, this is not the first time Hailey Bieber would feature on Vogue magazine. She and her husband Justin Bieber has been featured before around 2019 after their wedding as a couple, but this is her first standalone Vogue cover as a founder and creator of Rude, of course as a wife of Justin Bieber, and many other things that she represents, being a model and all of that. So this is definitely a big win for her. For her husband JB to come up with a post like this at such a time like this, it's giving cringe. And his caption was like this: "Yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight. I told Hayes that she would never be on the cover of Vogue. Yikes, I know, so mean. For some reason, because I felt so disrespected, I thought I gotta get even. I think as we mature, we realize that we are not helping anything by getting even. We are honestly just prolonging what we really want, which is intimacy and connection. So baby, you already know, but forgive me for saying you wouldn't get a Vogue cover, because clearly I was sadly mistaken." You guys, JB doesn't really write a lot of long caption about his wife or himself, so the few time he's gonna do this, this is what he had to say. Personally, I feel like his intention again was not bad, was positive, but you know, Justin Bieber, he's odd and he's been really acting weird and odd lately, and there's nothing wrong in being odd, it's not a crime. However, this exact post is where I can see the Hailey and Justin Bieber hate train going to have a field day, with this one saying, "I told you so." He hates his wife, he actually hates her. But you guys, would you blame them? Because in as much as this was meant to be him saying, "Hey, you did it, girl, I'm proud of you," his choice of word was lacking a lot. Like, let's just review this a little bit, because I know a lot of people have been digesting every word, every sentence in this caption. And what do you say? Because once it's public and people are free to do with it as they please. For me, the part where he said we got into a huge fight, I'm like, hey bro, why are you bringing us into your business? We didn't need to know that today, at least not today. You could have saved this story time for another time. But yeah, he brought us into his business. Again, the part where he said, "Because I felt so disrespected," it was as though he wanted us to know how badly she had behaved towards him, the things that she might have said or that she might have done. And now it leaves us with ideas, our imagination running wide as to what Hailey would have done to JB. And then the part where he said, "We are honestly just prolonging what we really want, which is intimacy and connection." And this is where he actually hates her crowd would say, "I told you so." There's no connection. He's still stuck with his past, and they won't just let these people be, even though they've moved on from their past relationship and they're in a new relationship. He's married now, 7 years into the marriage. And talking about 7 years into the marriage, in this Vogue profile, Hailey Bieber defended her marriage to Justin Bieber. She addressed the ongoing criticism of her marriage. She said, "Well, I thought 7 years in it would have already, and it hasn't. You would think after having a child, people would maybe move on, chill out a little bit. But no. So I guess this bitches are going to be mad." In the Vogue interview, Justin spoke highly of Hailey. In his words, I quote, "I have done a lot of dumb things in my life, but the smartest thing I've ever done was marry Hailey." So why did he make the kind of post that he made? It's not a smart idea talking about being a mean person to your wife just barely within the hours of her win while she's celebrating her career achievement and accomplishment. The timing again and the choice of word was off, and the people came for him right under his comments. Like this person who said, "What a disastrous caption to congratulate someone, right, brother Justin?" And another person said, "There's no way to defend you like this, love." Another person said, "Read my comments and change the caption." Definitely he was reading the room, and then he retrieved his caption and replaced it with a set of emoji. I guess you cannot misinterpret an emoji. And then a few hours after he replaced his caption with the emoji, he made a post with this pink starfish where he said, on hard days like today, these little rare little creations give me some joy. And a commenter came for him and said, the hard day when my wife accomplishes something and I have the urge to make it about me. Another user said, if you think it's a hard day for you, imagine how Hailey feels when you embarrass her during one of the most important achievements of her life. And another user said, on hard days like these, I recommend logging off and reading your Bible. And of course, another user said, sending you love, JB. You guys, you would think that when he retracted the caption, he would have known better and do better. But putting the hard days caption in another post was just problematic. It's totally diabolical, because why would he do that? Is he sending signals to let us know he's having a hard time, or that his wife is not pleased with his caption in earlier post? But who will? Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber's marriage has experienced a lot of scrutiny and criticism, but once in a while posts like this does not even make it better. And I'm not gonna lie, it's embarrassing for his wife. JB has been acting weird lately, the way he dressed, the way he responds to paparazzi. He's been having their time, and most recently a Facebook post that he made with this funny filter.
The doc, I was, must have been 17, 18, 19, and I mean, when I tell you I reeled him in, Bobby, I reeled him in. I was reeling in a half dozen on a good day. And that's just a little thing called, Alaska living. I lived up there about four or 5 years of my life, childhood living, and I became what... I don't mean to get in between the stuff that you got going on with, a couple of the people around you. It's what we like to say, it's a no bueno. There's a lot of question you ask around. You say, you're worried about the what? You've been hurt. You've been afraid. You have been shut down. But let me tell you a little something. G.O.D., our boy Jesus, he's got a plan, and he works all things together for Gucci. Gucci is what we mean when we mean good. Take from you. They want to be like a rat. Stealing.
People thought he was weird. I thought he was sending some kind of subliminal message. Probably that has to do with the whole Diddy Cassie case going on right now, I might be wrong, but other people thought he was weird, and that people close to JB need to check on his health. So he's been really acting odd. I don't think today was the best time for him to post the kind of message he posted to celebrate his wife, but I'd like to hear your thoughts, you guys. What do you think about his earlier caption, his retracting and replacements? Was that an apology? Do you agree he could have simply made a caption of congratulations, baby, 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 I'm so proud of you, simple, and wrap it up? And then all of those things, and even when he retracted it a few hours later, he came up with hard days like these. Like, JB, I don't know what's going on with him, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on this whole JB Hailey Bieber situation with her Vogue cover. And by the way, congratulations to her. I hope she's happy, and I hope her day is not ruined. You guys, thank you for watching. If you got to this point of the video, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell to not miss another video. And until the next one, remember to pray, work out, work smart, and slay. Bye-bye.